We expect people who come from different parts of the world to be like us.
They are misfits. They are people who don't fit in their own country. They are people who can't be successful in their country. There's a school in Northamptonshire.
Yep.
I can't remember what it's called. It's got a funny name like Dunleavy or something. I can't remember what it's called now. I'm sure our viewers might tell us. So there were a bunch of asylum seekers loitering outside the school, which raised concern clearly with the school. So the police went to see the migrants. And do you know what they told them, Nick?
They need to be more culturally sensitive
Yes.
about grown men hanging outside primary schools.
Yes. They said they need to adhere to cultural expectations in England. Because, of course, in England, our cultural expectations are that we don't expect grown men to hang around outside of schools. However, in the countries they've come from,
Yep.
it's fine for grown men to hang around outside schools.
Well, in their countries, there isn't schools.
Yes.
And if there is schools, there's no girls in them.
Yes.
And if there was girls in them, they should be married because some of them are over 9 years old. So it's a completely different culture. And that's why we have these problems. We expect people who come from different parts of the world to be like us. And they would be like us if their country was better, if they had more resources, more opportunities. They would be like us. But the answer is they would be never like us because they've got a different history, a different culture, different traditions, a different mindset, different genes. They're never going to be like us. And we keep thinking everybody wants to be like us. And if we give them the opportunities, they'll be like us. They're never going to be like us.
I have a slightly more cynical explanation for this, which part of what you said is correct as well, culture or whatever. I go back to my point. Who are these asylum seekers? Who are these people who have come here? They are misfits. They are people who don't fit in their own country. They are people who can't be successful in their country. And I would argue that some of them will have come from countries where there are schools with young girls in as well. And in that country, they're the type of people who would hang around outside the schools as well. But they come over here, and they are perverts. They're people who have sexual desires or have ambitions around young girls, and they just go and do what they would have done in their own country. But in their own country, if they'd done it, they'd have been grabbed by. They wouldn't have been given a discussion from the police about what caused. They would have been hit over the head with a truncheon and thrown in jail, or had their willies chopped off, or whatever they do to sexual offenders in those countries. So I think it's a double whammy. I think there is the cultural thing that maybe they don't have schools, they don't understand it. But I think also the asylum seekers, the people on these boats, a high proportion of them are people who you don't want in your own, who wouldn't be wanted in their own countries.
Potentially. And there's also the issue of the portrayal of white women across the third world as sexual deviants, promiscuous, prostitutes, and white children as well. So there's that promotion of that. So they're looking at white women going, oh, I've seen you online. I've seen you on videos about you, and you're all dirty tarts. And they come from a culture where women are hidden, where you risk violence from husbands and brothers and fathers if you mess with women without an invitation over there. And they come over here, and it's like a kid in a candy shop. Yeah, they can't believe they've got a 4-star hotel, being given money, got clothes. Some people are telling them they're amazing, and they're glad they're there, and you've got a school next door full of marrying age girls.
And it also doesn't help that the Welsh Immigration Council send videos abroad of 9-year-old girls inviting refugees over as well. So.
Hi, are you a refugee in Sudan? My name's Emily. I'm 11 years old. Why don't you come to Cardiff?
We've got to be careful because one of our viewers commented, you two sound like a couple of old perverts saying that 12-year-old girls are sexy. So you better stop that, Nick.
Okay.